Metal Mike Buzzard Junk and Antiques coming at you. It is the 5th of December. It is Wednesday. Hopefully I got that date right. And I am out and about early. It must be, about 8:30 in the morning, 8:35, maybe 8:45 at the very least. I'm in St. Paul, and I'm driving the alleys. Can you figure it out? I'm loaded with inventory. I'm backed up. I've got enough inventory to retire on. I guess you can never have enough inventory, nor can you ever have enough money. And yet here I am. The bug is in the blood. I just can't stop going out hunting. It's just the never-ending chase. There's a high to it. Finding an old treasure is just exhilarating beyond belief. Those of you who go out there and hunt like I do, basically, I'm just doing what Sanford and Son used to do. If you're old enough to remember that TV show, Sanford and Son, if not, look it up. It's just a great sitcom comedy. But yeah, it's kind of funny because he's always out hunting for treasures in alleys, driving around Hollywood, etc. We're not in Hollywood. We're in St. Paul. It's bitter cold. It must be 24 degrees out, slicing cold, and we're out hunting. We are driving the alleys, trying to find something. Architectural, a dumpster, something vintage, an antique, an old toy, you name it, an old German helmet. We're out looking for it. Now you say, well, how the hell are you going to find a German helmet driving an alley? Let me tell you, I've done it. I didn't find a German helmet, but I did find a very, very rare German World War II cap one time years ago. And you say, well, it was years ago, you found it one time. But let me tell you, it's out there, brother. I found countless other things. But the thing is basically just getting out there and driving, hunting, you know, keeping your nose to the grind, always searching, hoping. There's a big old pile of junk right here. No, more than likely it's nothing, which it is. It's just carpet remnants and such. But still, you want to get out there, you want to look. Because all I need to find is one great piece and it'll pay for this big hunt all on its own. So is there a lot of information in this video for you? No, but maybe there's some motivation for you to get out in the vehicle and start hunting. I also wanted to touch on something, reality TV. With all the picker shows out now, there's tons of them. There's American Pickers, of course. There's Storage Wars. There's Cash Cowboys. Picker Women. I forget what that's even called. Now remember, don't be dejected by this stuff. These guys are out dropping $30,000 on an old Harley Davidson. All of this stuff is scripted. 50% of it is not even real. A lot of the times they're not even buying these pieces. They're simply acquiring them for the video and letting them go. How do I know this? Well, because last year I was lucky enough, I had posted enough videos that I kept getting bites from producers, basically agents who try to get deals with networks. They basically, they're pickers of people. They go out, they hunt people down like me and you, and they scan YouTube for, they want to see who's getting the most hits, or who's got some character, who speaks well on camera, etc. So that's how they find you, is they get out there this way and they scan YouTube. So there's a chance out there for you to get a reality TV show. Now, what are the odds of actually getting your own reality TV show? Let me tell you, they're 1,000,000 to 1. Literally. And the market right now is swamped. You've got 1,000,000 guys like us out picking, especially with these shows now, because that's just people are, oh, wow, I can go picking. I'm going to go find money. I'll buy a garage sales. You've got a gazillion with the economy and the shitter the way it is. You've got 1,000,000 people out hitting this. And then you've got the classic guys like me that have just been doing it for years. So, that being said, here's some do's and don'ts for reality TV. Who am I to speak on it? Not much, being I didn't get a TV deal. But here's my experience on it. Well, I got contacted by a couple of places. One was basically they wanted to have a competition. It was basically you'd go out, they'd give you a designated area with a couple of different teams. You'd go out, you'd do some picking. All of this excited me because why? I want money. I want to build my family. I want to build my empire. I want to buy more trucks. I want to get some dumpsters. I want to buy a building. I want to grow this hunting and collecting business into something very substantial. And when you don't have nothing to begin with, remember, money makes money. This was my goal. So, I got a lot of runaround, a lot of interviews over the phone, a lot of YouTube interviews, etc. Whoops, wrong alley. This can happen. You don't want to do this. Pulling down these dead-end alleys, that's always dead. So basically, I ended up getting contacted by, what the hell was the name of their company? The same guys that are doing Adam Reed. It does Gene Simmons show, and etc., etc., etc. Well, they actually sent a guy out last year that spent a day, no, it was 2 days with me driving around, filming, and then what they do is they put a thing together. What's it called again? I forget the name of it. I'm forgetting all the keywords. But they throw together some footage, and then what they do is they mock it up, and they go and they ship that around to the networks. Here was the downfall on that. I was never able to see that video of how I was presented to the networks. So I don't know if they presented me as an idiot, as an intelligent guy, or as a goof. They actually made me bring in my friend Todd. They didn't make me bring Todd in particular, but they wanted me to bring something in. And then they laid it on the line. They said all these shows are scripted. There's a formula that they follow. They want 2 guys. It's usually 3 or 4 people. They literally want that. And they want the woman, you know, for like American Pickers. Now let me tell you, I have a little background on American Pickers. Sure, that Frank and that Mike dude, here was the inside story, had gone around for a few years, making tons of videos, knocking on every door, trying to get his own shows, couldn't get a bite. Finally, he got with an agency. They said, hey, you need to bring in another guy. So he dug up Frank, an old friend of his, who was not a picker and was not working alongside of him. He joined up with him. That woman that's on that show, they didn't even know her. She's just put in there for eye candy. And let me tell you, that's no eye candy to me. I want reality, man. I want real pickers. I don't want some goofy show. And then now they got all their sponsors, Subway, KFC. And I'm not putting them down. I'm not being a hypocrite, though that's, I'm sure, how it's coming across. The reality is, of course, I would want all those sponsors too. Who the hell wouldn't want a sponsorship from a gas station and Kentucky Fried Chicken and Subway? That's what we dream of, right? When we start shooting these videos. So, they came out, shot a ton of videos of me. Then they put it, I remember the keyword now, it's called a sizzle. Then they go around to the networks, basically, I think the biggest times, they do it like twice a year. And they shop it, and they try to get you a deal. Well, about halfway into it, I got contacted by, I think it was Auction Kings. They wanted to sign me up, to fly me out, to just be on the show, a couple guest appearances. Well, I foolishly contacted Adam Reed and company and said, hey, I just got contacted by so-and-so. And what I thought I was doing was I'd light a fire under them to get out there and get me signed and say, hey, look, I got all this interest. Well, guess what they did? They immediately, they're like, oh, we got to sign a contract with you. We got to get you locked down, da-da-da. Well, guess what? I foolishly signed a contract with them that locked me into them for a year. Like an idiot. I never had a lawyer. It was a real loose binding contract, mind you, and it really didn't get anything out of me other than it locked me down. I didn't get a frickin' penny for being locked down. These are all things I should have done, and anyone else now that wants to contact me is basically, I've shot myself in the foot. I didn't get a TV deal, so when the other guys are looking, they say, oh, this guy couldn't get a frickin' deal. But the problem is like I said, I had no control of how I was presented to the networks. Like I said, I don't know if they presented me as an idiot, as a goofball, as a comedy act. I'll never see that sizzle because now it's been buried in private film and it's just gone. So, never sign a contract without cash up front. You want to get paid. If they can't give you a waiting deal where they say, hey, we'll give you 10 grand to sit for a year, 2 years, a development deal, then sign absolutely zero. You'll screw yourself like I did. I say, hey, maybe I just didn't get a show because I didn't have anything worthwhile. But I honestly do. And I've got a wealth of information and knowledge. Do I always tap in on it? No, and I'll tell you why, because I'm not scripted. So a lot of the time I'm just shooting from my hip, off the top of my head. But I don't want to get into that where I'm writing out a script of what I'm going to say to you guys, because I want to be talking to you just like I talk to a buddy of mine if he's sitting next to me. You know, just like buddies do when they're bullshitting. And that's what I'm after, a real raw footage of what we can do and what we can bring you. So that's what I'm going to offer you every time I shoot these videos. Now, keep filming, keep picking, keep hunting. I'm going to keep filming. I got a 10-year plan. I didn't get a TV deal. It was a complete wash for me. These guys wasted my time. I met a couple of good guys through it. One good guy. The rest of them, all BS. There's no rhyme or reason to Hollywood and what shows they pick. You could be hot one minute and dead the next. So don't get too caught up in it. Just continue to put product out. I call it the 10-year plan. No matter what you're doing in life, whether you're junking, you're filming videos, you're drawing comic books, if you're doing something every day, if you're a writer, be a writer. Write something down. If you're a comic artist, draw a piece of artwork. Do something daily so that you've got something to show for it. In the end, in your 10-year plan, you should have something built up. It always reminds me of the band Motorhead. Now, Motorhead, back in the day, when I first started listening to them in the 1980s, hell, they probably started in the late 70s, they just kept their nose to the grind. This was not a popular band. This was not a pretty band. And they sure as hell aren't on the level they are now, but they built an empire by simply keeping the nose to the grind, kept working, 10-year plan. You bust your ass for 10 years on anything you do. I guarantee you it's going to pay off. So I'm just going to pump these videos out for 10 years. Do I need a network at this point? Sure. Who wouldn't like to have that deal? Who doesn't want a big cash up front deal so they can go buy these trucks? But don't be fooled by these other shows. It's just all BS. It really is. Sure, is there a tad of reality to it? Tiny bit. But it's all scripted. Matter of fact, when they came out and shot my sizzle, they fed me lines. They made me act out as if I'd found stuff. It's all BS. It's not reality. What I'm appealing to and who I'm reaching out to are the guys that are like me, that just have an old truck, an old car, and you're out hustling. And why are you doing it? Well, obviously, we want money. We want to put food on the table. We want to find treasures. But the main reason we do it is we love it. We love finding and uncovering those old treasures. So, anyway, we're all free to do what we want. We can all take advice from what I say, or we can disregard it. But the point is, I'm going to continue to try. I'm going to spew diarrhea of the mouth. I'm going to ramble. If you were sitting next to me and we were driving, I'd be rambling to you just the same. So, Metal Mike, always unscripted, damn proud of it. And out hunting. Yelling and screaming in the old van, early morning, cold. I found nothing so far, but I'm hunting. And doesn't that feel damn good? So get out there, guys. Get out there and hunt. Metal Mike, hopefully I'll stop in real soon here with a great video of something I'll find. Keep grinding, kids.